Here are some of the cutest animals around who are actually amazing predators. Just wait until you find out what huge reptile otters actually hunt. Number 9. Advanced hearing. To humans, an Arctic fox is a majestic creature living in the northern hemisphere that might look like a snuggly friend. As their name would suggest, they live in the Arctic regions. But to some animals, they're a terrifying sight. As a skilled hunter, the Arctic fox preys on small creatures, such as lemmings, voles, and various other rodents. Ringed seal pups, various fish, and seabirds also make for a great meal for an Arctic fox. Basically, they're opportunistic predators. If they think they can catch and eat something when they're hungry, it's game on. One reason Arctic foxes are so effective at hunting is because of their advanced hearing ability. Hey, before we continue talking about the Arctic fox, do us a big favor and hit that like button. Helped by their large ears, Arctic foxes can literally hear their prey crawling around under the snow. They'll locate it and then leap high into the air. When they come crashing down, they break up the snow, forcing their prey out into the open. Aside from being talented hunters, they're tough survivors as well. Life in the Arctic tundra isn't easy. It's cold, there isn't much vegetation, and they have to try and not be eaten by polar bears, eagles, and grizzly bears. Number 8. Going for the neck. The long-tailed weasel is here to challenge the notion that cute and predator aren't the words that pop into someone's head when talking about a weasel. Native to North and South America, the long-tailed weasel looks just absolutely adorable. In warmer climates, their fur is yellowish-brown, and in colder northern climates, they have a winter white coat. As far as predators go, long-tailed weasels aren't exactly big, with the largest weasels weighing only up to around a pound and reaching a length of almost 2 feet. These guys are still fearless hunters. They'll stalk and hunt animals much larger than themselves. While they stalk their prey, they'll shake their head side to side to trigger their acute sense of smell. Depending on the intended target, they'll employ one of 2 hunting methods. Spoiler alert, both methods work. For smaller rodents like mice, they just rush it, bite it in the head, and boom, there's a snack. But what about something larger, like a rabbit? In that scenario, they'll surprise them by biting them and then climbing up on their body. They'll then bite the rabbit on the neck. Who would have thought that something as cute as these guys can get that aggressive? They do intend to prefer smaller rodents such as mice, rats, and moles. Sometimes they'll eat birds, reptiles, and insects. Really, it sounds like they'll just eat anything they can take down. Looks can be deceiving, but then again, that's kind of the whole point of this video. Before we move on to the next entry, here's a quick quiz for you guys. What's the world's smallest mammal by mass? Is it A, the western harvest mouse, or B, the numbat, or C, the bumblebee bat, or is it D, the Etruscan shrew? The answer is later in the video. Number 7. Smile machines. The leopard seal is one of the world's largest seals, and they can take on a killer whale. Sharks tend to get all the credit for being a dangerous predator, but the leopard seal is a more unassuming creature who poses a threat of its own. The biggest leopard seals can weigh over 1,300 pounds and measure over 11 feet long. The average leopard seal can easily hold their own in just about any fight. Despite their large size, these seals look pretty cuddly. Of course, their prey probably disagree. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, hit the notification bell so you'll know when we release our latest videos. In the Arctic, leopard seals are near the top of the food chain, and they're known to be ferocious when it comes to hunting. Claws on their fins, sharp teeth, and a powerful jaw make them a powerful predator. They can pluck fish out of water, grab a squid with remarkable speed, and stalk and catch a penguin. The only creatures they fear are sharks and killer whales, who sometimes they can fend off. Adding to their cute looks is the illusion that they sometimes smile. Their lips curl upwards, so depending on how you look at it, they either look adorable or menacing. Number 6. Not a cobra. In a sense, The slow loris has eyes so big that make them look so cute, they're not regarded as a fierce predator. But scientists now believe they've evolved to mimic cobras, an animal we all know not to mess with. These small guys are the only known primates to have venom. They have glands on their inner arms that contain venom. When threatened, a slow loris will hiss and retreat into a defensive posture, with its paws on top of its head. In this position, they look remarkably like an angry cobra. To add to the effect, slow lorises can even move in a snake-like fashion. This unusual movement is made possible by an extra vertebrae in their spines. This defensive posture also allows the slow lorises to suck the venom from their arms and strike quickly. Their venom seems to mostly be for self-defense. As omnivores, they'll eat fruit, insects, small birds, small reptiles, and different vegetation. And even with their ingenious cobra trick, their population has been in sharp decline because of the exotic pet trade. Number 5. A lemur's nightmare. Have you guys ever heard of a fossa? This cat-like mammal makes its home in Madagascar, a place rich with wildlife and fascinating animals. While a fossa may look like a cute exotic house pet for a LA housewife, it's actually a very skilled hunter and dangerous predator. The fossa isn't a huge animal, weighing up to just under 20 pounds and growing up to 31 inches. Fossas probably wouldn't be much of a match for any of the better-known big cats. But on Madagascar, the fossa is actually the largest carnivorous mammal. They'll hunt at day or at night, and they can quickly climb trees to snag prey. Their preferred meal is lemurs, although they'll settle for just about any mammal they can get their claws on. They'll also eat fish, lizards, insects, and frogs. Fossas have really long tails that help give them impressive balancing skills. From 1987 to 2008, the fossa population dropped by around 30%. Fossas are frequently hunted sometimes for their meat, and sometimes by people who fear them. It's regarded as a dangerous pest that eats farm animals in different pockets of Madagascar. Number 4. Beep beep. The roadrunner is an extremely fast ground bird that can easily catch its prey in the desert. We all know one roadrunner thanks to the Looney Tunes character. The crafty roadrunner was depicted as the target of Wile E. Coyote, who was always determined to eat the roadrunner. But roadrunners are just as good at going after prey, if not better. They're opportunistic omnivores, which means when they see something they can catch, they catch it. Let's put this in context. They live in the desert and can chase down rattlesnakes, lizards, scorpions, and other birds. They might look like majestic creatures, but when it comes down to it, let's not forget that they can hold their own against a rattlesnake. For most animals, going after a rattlesnake is virtually an impossible task. They're quick, venomous, and aggressive. But roadrunners are quicker. Working in tandem with another roadrunner, one roadrunner will distract the snake while the other employs the element of surprise. It'll charge a coiled up rattlesnake at lightning fast speed, using its wings like a cape. It'll then grab the rattlesnake by the tail, and then smash its head against the ground until the job is finished. One thing the cartoons get wrong, aside from the obvious fact that coyotes don't use dynamite or booby traps to catch roadrunners, is that coyotes are actually the quicker of the two animals. While roadrunners are skilled hunters, they're not an apex predator. But hey, not bad. So, what was the answer to the quiz question earlier? What is the world's smallest mammal by mass? The answer is D, the Etruscan shrew. If you thought it was C, the bumblebee bat, you were close. That's the world's smallest mammal by skull size and body length. Anyways, on to the next entry. Number 3. Nice hooters. Barn owls use their wits and their evolutionary gifts to catch and eat their prey. Owls are revered birds in many cultures, as they're seen as ancient and wise. But let's not forget how good of a hunter they can be. Barn owls will fly down and hover over an area to look for small mammals such as shrews and voles. They can quickly pivot to snatch prey once they spot it. They'll even keep watch from far, such as on branches and fence posts. They can also hear exceptionally well, which allows them to hunt at night. Once they sense their prey, they'll swiftly swoop down and use their large talons to grab onto them. Once they catch their prey, they'll literally rip their prey to bits before chomping down on the edible parts. Let's think about being a vole for a second. A bird much larger than you swoops out of nowhere and grabs you by its talons. The ending isn't pretty, and it happens anytime a barn owl gets hungry. Studies have shown that they'll eat roughly 23% of their body weight a night, which means it's at least one vole. Not a good time to be any rodent when a hungry owl is around. Number 2, the alligator hunter. Looks can be deceiving. Maybe otters know that they're super cute and use that logic to their advantage in the wild. Okay, we doubt that, but hey, you never know. The river otter is an expert hunter and is actually an apex predator in the river. River otters have whiskers that can sense fish, the ability to hold their breath for up to 4 minutes, and the ability to swim as fast as 7 miles per hour. While they prefer to eat fish, a river otter will sometimes settle for whatever is easiest to find. Fish, insects, birds, frogs, rodents, turtles, and yes, even alligators. Not even alligators can escape predation from a river otter. With bone-crushing teeth, they can easily crush their prey with a single bite. On top of that, they often hunt in groups, as they're very social creatures. Their cousin, the sea otter, is also known as a capable hunter. Employing similar tactics as the river otter, the sea otter will catch their prey when they make dives to the seafloor. They can hold their breath for up to 5 minutes, and they are the only marine animal that can lift and move rocks. They'll catch fish in their paws and chop down on them with their razor-sharp teeth. Otters don't pose a threat to humans. In fact, their numbers dwindled down to roughly 2,000 back in the early 1900s, thanks to nearly 200 years of intense fur trapping. But don't worry, they've rebounded quite well, and today their numbers are estimated to be slightly over 100,000. Number 1. Oh, shrikes. Shrikes are small, pretty birds, primarily making their home in Africa and Asia, with some shrike species living in North America. They belong to the genus Lanius, which is Latin for butcher. Just keep that fact in the back of your mind as we describe how they go about hunting. The shrike is a relatively small bird, growing up to around 20 inches in length. But make no mistake, they're absolutely birds of prey, and crafty ones at that. First, they'll catch their prey, which includes lizards, grasshoppers, mice, and even other birds. They'll use their curved beak to catch whatever prey that's close. Then they'll, stick them into a thorn or anything sharp, such as the spikes on a barbed wire fence. With their prey now pierced, the shrike will then go to town on their dinner. Find out about animals who are actually evil geniuses next.